Hi, and welcome to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I'm Vice President of Athletics, Craig McPhail. We're going to have a great show, but I tell you folks, I hope you were around this past week to kind of get a vibe or a sense of the energy and the excitement that we've got in Bobcat Athletics. I saw a women's volleyball team just rally around each other with an incredible environment and give us a great show this weekend, both Friday night and Saturday afternoon. They didn't waste a lot of time winning 3-0 in both games, but man, the energy and enthusiasm was incredible. I also sat in this room last Thursday night and watched one of the most special things, and I'll share a little bit more about that at the end of the show, but meet with Mister and what it meant, what the impact that it had on our student athletes as well as our coaches. It was really special. Folks, sit tight. Let's get ready for a great show This Week in Bobcat Athletics.
Welcome back to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I'm Sports Information Director Chris Parker here with our women's volleyball coach, Coach William Tachi. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us, Chris.
Coach, you come off an impressive 3-0 week. What really stuck out about your team's performance?
You know, I think most of all, we're taking steps in the right direction. That's something that we've been talking about as a program since we started this year. We've got a lot of new faces on our roster this year as well as a lot of returners. So this year's been a lot about working every day to try to get better. There's been a lot of opportunities for us to improve, and I think that we're working hard to really try and focus on that. So,
you guys defeated Limestone 3-0 on Saturday, and all three sets were pretty tight. You beat them by 2 in the first and the third. The women's volleyball team hadn't beat them since 2012. What does that say about just where your team's progressed from the beginning of the year and just kind of how they're ready to get into conference play?
You know, I'll be honest with you, I don't think anybody knew that coming into this weekend. We were just more focused on coming out and executing our game plan and the things that we had talked about and we had worked on all week in practice. We had a great opportunity to go down to Miami the weekend before, and we learned some things about our program, some things that we liked, some things that we didn't like. And the girls worked hard all week to try to improve upon some of the things that we didn't quite like that we saw down in Miami. And I think that this past week gave us an opportunity to really work hard on that, and we were able to move forward and do some things right.
And then moving forward and continuing to get better and win matches, you talked a little bit about your returners with Courtney and Haley and Avalon, but talk about some of the new faces that you have with the freshmen and then the 2 junior transfers.
Yeah, we've got a total of 8 new girls on our roster, 6 of them being freshmen, 2 of them being transfers. Madigan Gonzalez came from OPSU. She transferred in last year in the spring, so she got an opportunity to kind of get to know the girls, get to know me as a coach last spring. Whitley Starnes is a junior college transfer. She did some great things for her community college over at Walter State. We have, like I said, 6 new freshmen, and the best part about it is they're all hungry. Every single one of the new girls that we have wants to be in practice every day. They want to get better. They want to find ways to improve not only themselves but their teammates. And so it's a great atmosphere, you know, and obviously with having that many new faces, sometimes it's difficult, but I think the returners have done a really good job of welcoming them into our program and kind of help guiding them in the steps that, you know, that we want them to take. And I think the new kids are actually they're doing a really good job of pushing the returners, helping them get better and helping them improve every day.
You talked a little bit about the atmosphere. You and I met earlier this year. You have a couple specialty matches coming up this season. You want to tell Bobcat Nation a little bit about it?
Yeah, this Saturday we're doing a throwback game, which is, you know, it kind of gives us an opportunity to have a little bit of fun with the game. We're playing Virginia Union at 2 p.m. on Saturday. The contest is basically come in your best 80s and prior throwback outfit, best dressed fans. There'll be 3 prizes for first, second, and third. The girls will wear some old retro jerseys. We'll change some things up. Just trying to have a little bit of fun and get the students out and get them involved a little bit more with this side of the campus, as well as possibly, you know, getting some of the locals to come out and support too.
All right, and speaking of the fans, Friday night, probably the loudest I've heard that gym at any volleyball match during my time here. What does that mean just to see the support, not only from other student athletes, but from other side of campus, especially for a conference match?
You know, it's huge. I think it's really proven the steps that the college has taken even since I was hired last year. I don't think that we really had a fan base like that at all last year.
Right.
And so the steps that we've taken to kind of bring everyone together, not just athletics, but the college as a whole, it's a great sign of the things that are to come, I think, for Lee's McRae.
All right. Coach Tachi and the Bobcats will host Belmont Abbey on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And then, as he touched on, we'll play Virginia Union on Saturday at 2 p.m. Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck this week. And we'll be back shortly with This Week in Bobcat Athletics. And welcome back to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. We are in the heart of our fall season, so fans, be sure to keep up with us and come to any of our home events, which we have quite a few coming up, which I'll touch on shortly. Just reflecting on the week, as you saw with Coach Tachi, they went 3-0 in play. They went up to Virginia Wise, won that match 3-1, and then they beat Converse and Limestone 3-0 on Friday and Saturday, respectively. And as you heard, they will be taking on Belmont Abbey Wednesday at 7 in Williams Gymnasium. So please come out and support the volleyball team. And then the throwback game will be Saturday at 2 p.m. here at Williams Gymnasium. Both soccer teams were in a lot of action last week. The women's team had 3 more road games. As you saw a couple weeks ago, they had 7 to start out their season. They went to Queens, lost that 3-0, but then they picked up a big conference win against North Greenville, 2-0. Alexis Peely with the shutout. And then the men also grabbed a win on the road at North Greenville. They won that contest 3-0. Both teams went down to Erskine on Saturday. Unfortunately, both ended up with losses. The men's lost 1-0, and the women's team lost 3-1. Kennedy Massey, a freshman, scored her first collegiate goal on Saturday. The women's Bobcat team is going to be back in action tonight at 5 p.m. against UNC Pembroke, and then they will play Pfeiffer on Saturday, and that's supposed to start at 5 p.m. The men's team will have a little bit of a break as they play Limestone on Wednesday. Limestone's a top 20 team in the country, so it's going to be very highly competitive, but we get them here at Tate Field, 7 o'clock on Wednesday, so be sure to come out to that. And then the Bobcats have another tough challenge as they will take on Pfeiffer Saturday at 7:30. Pfeiffer right now is the number 7 team in the country, reigning national champions. They had a streak of 28 straight wins snapped a couple weeks ago. So be sure to come out. A lot of home events going on, and also cycling is hosting their yearly meet here, and that's going to be taking place Saturday and Sunday around the campus of Lee's McRae College. So fans, with any questions about schedules, rosters, or updates, be sure to log on to lmcbobcats.com, or be sure to like us on Facebook at LMC Athletics. And we'll be back shortly with Coach McPhail to wrap things up.
As I wrap up today's show, I really want to talk about this Meet with Mr. program. Keith Mr. Jennings, the legendary superstar at East Tennessee State University's men's basketball program, had his own kind of town hall meeting, a talk show of sorts, where he had 4 student athletes who were seniors talk about their experiences here at Lee's McRae. We had a full house in here. It was great to hear their candid responses, how genuine they were, the experiences that they've had through adversity, the good and the bad. It was really good to hear them, more so from their humbleness and how far they've come and how excited about where we are. I then got to watch Coach Tachi, who you got to see today, and Coach Williams talk about their experiences as being a student athlete and, you know, what they regretted, what they missed, what they loved. Folks, we've got some really good people coaching our young people. We've also got some really good young people. My hopes are you're going to come out and see us. We've got a full slate of action that Chris told you about for this week. We've got next week, it's homecoming week, so hopefully you're going to get a chance to come out and see us and kind of realize exactly what I'm talking about every week, how good we have got things going right now at Lee's McRae Athletics. Until the next time, have a great week.